maybe it's the kid in me, but I love the forts in India. They are so cool. Just trying to imagine what life would have been like all those hundreds of years ago.
In this episode, we jump on a bus and head to the famous blue city of Jodhpur. We stumble upon a festival, explore the magnificent fort, and find plenty of delicious street food. Today we are heading to the famous blue city of Jodhpur.
It is a 5-hour bus ride from where we are in Udaipur, so it should be relatively easy to get there. It turns out our bus ride starts with the tuk-tuk ride with 10 other people.
We have made it. The bus took a little over 7 hours, not the expected 5 to 6. It was amazing to see how many passengers they would squeeze in that bus, but we had seats the whole way. It was really comfortable.
This is our guest house. That's the fort. Guest house, fort. Guest house, fort.
It's a great evening here in Jodhpur. We're just outside the clocktower market and a big festival is rocking right through. It's really colourful, it's all lit up. Everyone's out on the streets, they're just blocking off the traffic for it. This is such a cool town.
We have woken up in the Blue City. Unfortunately it's a Monday, so most of the tourist attractions are closed, so we're just going to wander around and see what we can find and get a bit of the lay of the land. Everywhere you look in this place there's beautiful buildings. Not all of them are blue, but most of them are. We are at the clock tower and it looks like you can go to the top, so we're going to climb up.
We are climbing Jodhpur's clock tower. It sits in the middle of this Sada market, the really traditional market. It's actually kind of cool. You can see the full mechanism, how it drives the 4 clock faces, how it's a home for pigeons.
So we were up there at the top with the inner workings of the clock, but you can't see outside. Still cool though, and for 30 rupees, why not? From this platform, however, you do get a really good view of the market that surrounds the clock tower and also of the fort. Yeah. We have eaten a lot of samosas in our time in India and we love them, but apparently this shop here is famous for them. So we're going to try one of their samosas and one of their bondas. Bondas, sort of like a samosa, it's got potato filling, but it's got more of a, what would you call it, like a bready covering. Yeah, batter. That's a potato one, that's a potato samosa. Let's see what they're like. Oh, it's got cashews in it.
Looks good.
It's really different. It's got nuts and fruit in it, eh? Yum. And just like that, I've lost out. I think he's still suffering a little bit from the food poisoning we had a few days ago. Hasn't quite left his system yet. The one indicator that told me he wasn't well was when I found some delicious local street food snacks. He didn't even want to bite. And that is very unlike him. So he's been sent home and I'm off to have a look around. The city so far is awesome. It's going to be up there in one of my top favourite cities in India, I think. It's happening, it's colourful, it's bright, the people are friendly, the food's really good, there's lots to see and do. I like it. I think petrol must be on sale today. I love watching these roundabouts. My lunch looks delicious. I have got a dari wada, which is basically sort of a cooked dough ball that is soaked in yogurt and then covered in spices and chutneys and everything you could ever think of. So it's creamy and delicious, and I can't wait. It's really, really good. It's sort of like I'm eating dessert and lunch at the same time. The yogurt's tart but sweet, and all of the flavors and the spices are just delicious. Just a quick look around the markets before I go home and make sure all's okay. Hello. And of course, to round out my lunch, I'm having the famous Jodhpur Makalia lassi. You can only find these in Jodhpur, and it's almost like a normal lassi, so it's got your curd and your sugar, but it also has a little bit of rose water and saffron. So it's a much more intense flavour, and it's delicious. This is just 20 rupees, and it's pretty much a dessert. It is fantastic. I'm not totally sure what's going on with that elephant, but he's just wandering around town. He's alive.
I've had a quiet day today after not having much to eat this morning.
So we're going to go out, hit the markets and try and find some food. It's a pretty rockin' sunset over this beautiful city.
We're settling down for omelettes from a place that comes highly recommended by TripAdvisor and Lonely Planet, the Omelette Corner here in Jodhpur.
We're trying to find the gentlest food possible for Alice's stomach.
I just got a plain cheese omelette on toast.
And I have gone for the Spanish omelette with masala and cheese. Sort of an Indian version of a Spanish omelette. Looks amazing.
The omelette shop. Here on the outskirts of Clocktower Market or Sada Market. It's really neat.
This guy is the omelette king.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, we'll see you soon. Namaste. So, it turns out Al's stomach is holding up. The omelette was a good idea.
So was the second one.
But now
we're going to try and find some ice creams and totally ruin all the goodness.
So this is a local brand of ice cream you find all over India. And these cones are only 30 rupees and they're delicious.
Ice blocks have fueled a large portion of my 2 years of travel.
Good way to end our first day. Luckily Alice has got a bit more life. We'll see.
Our first day.
We'll see how it goes overnight. But so far this town is definitely up there in my top couple of favourites, I think. It turns out our guest house has a really cool rooftop with a view of the fort. And today we are going to grab breakfast and then go to the fort. Hi. Namaste. Nice to meet you. Good, thank you. How are you? Just getting our tickets. It is 600 rupees each, and that includes an audio guide. So far we have learned that the fort has been around for 500 years, with building commencing in 1459. And the gate we're going through has a whole lot of holes in the top of the wall, and that is from cannonballs when they tried to attack it in the early 19th century. Maybe it's the kid in me, but I love the forts in India. They are so cool. Just trying to imagine what life would have been like all those hundreds of years ago.
This is the Iron Gate. It's the last gate before you get right into the palace complex. We just found out it's got a sharp right angle, so elephants can't get a good run up and batter the gates. We also now know why the spikes start halfway up the gates. It's because they're specifically to stop elephants as well, so the spikes don't need to be near the bottom.
So we've learnt that this is the anointment courtyard. This is where all of the Maharajas would have been anointed. The women weren't allowed to attend the ceremony, so the building surrounding it has these little windows where the women could sit and watch all of the proceedings. So this is a palanquin. In here, the royals would sit and be carried around by people. So the difference between the ones that are covered and the ones that are uncovered are the female and male. So this one's for a female, it's all covered up, and the male ones are more open.
This is Pur Mahal, or the Palace of Flowers. It's dedicated to entertainment. The room is exquisite. It is so complexly decorated with gold ceiling, flowers, pictures, everything. It is stunning.
So this is the Pearl Palace, one of the oldest surviving buildings in the fort. The building began in 1595 and this was used as a hall of audience for the Maharajas to conduct all these official discussions and business. Up on the right hand side there's these tiny little balconies, and the idea was that the queens could come and sit there and they could listen to what was happening. When we came into the next part of the fort, men and women get separated through different security lines, which is pretty common in India. But then the lines went into different places totally. So Elle's down in the courtyard with all the other men, and I'm with the women up on the walls. And I don't know if we're allowed to do the opposite, or I'm not sure what's going on. But I'm getting a really good view next to all these cool cannons, and Elle is stuck down in the courtyard with all the men. Oh, I love this place. So in 500 years, no army has ever been able to take over this fort. And when you see how imposing the walls are and how big the gates are, you can clearly see why. So that was the main fort overlooking Jodhpur, and it is awesome. The audio tour is also really good, full of amazing information.
This is Jaswant Thada. It's a cenotaph made of white marble located 1.5 kilometers from the Maharaja fort in Jodhpur. It was built in 1899 by the Maharaja to commemorate his late father's death. It is now used as a crematorium by the royal family of Marwar.
This main cenotaph, built by the Maharaja, is absolutely beautiful. And in the ground surrounding it, there's another probably at least dozen or so smaller cenotaphs to commemorate the different members of the royal family of Marwar.
We're choosing to do this on the hottest day Jodhpur's had in a couple of weeks. 34 degrees, bright sunshine.
Because we're those travellers. We are on the hunt for a thali that is big enough to feed this man right now.
Whoa, I'll stop you there, Cal. We're on the hunt for a thali that is big enough to fill me up with room for a lassi afterwards. We have changed our mind, would you believe? We are now in one of the few restaurants that looks like it specialises in meat dishes. So we've got a couple of biryanis. I've got the mutton, Cal's got the chicken. They are very, very hot, but so tasty.
Ooh, everything's burning. My lips are burning. That was so good though. I I think it needs to rain to put the fire in my mouth out. Oh. It was so spicy, but so incredibly delicious and just what we needed. Seeing it's 4 o'clock, we haven't had lunch yet.
Putting out the flames.
Is it working?
It is working. It's definitely working.
My lips are still burning. Fire's out. Time to head home. It has been a big day. And somehow it's still only spitting. It hasn't started pouring yet, but it is coming. Absolutely loving this city. Today we're heading to the famous blue city, Jaipur. No. Our biryanis were delicious too, but not really spicy.
Something to put the flames out.
Al, being fully recovered from his illness, has got a huge
Ready to
baby.
eat, ready to eat. Feed the machine.
And when you're in India and you're really hungry, there is only one thing to get.
Charlie, it's called a meal. That's the hint. It's a meal. Everything else, not a meal.
Snacks. It's amazing how many snacks you can eat.